Wow.
So, Eija Pessinen.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm a midwife and I'm an inventor, an innovator, and also I'm a chair of the chair of the female innovators in Finland, the QUIN organization, the association.
QUIN Finland.
QUIN Finland, yes, yes.
And you live in Helsinki?
Yeah, well, I live in Espoo, which is actually the same capital area.
But how did you become an inventor? What is your idea?
Well, the idea was I was working in development aid. I've been trained to be helping people in catastrophes, starting hospitals in catastrophic areas and famine camps and sanitation in those camps, and build the hospital and all that. And that was from the Finnish Red Cross. And when I went to work in Nicaragua for an association of Finland-Nicaragua, supported by the Finnish Foreign Ministry, I was there working as a midwife and as a teacher of how to do things in the better way. And they even in the hospital they didn't know how to use the CTG machines that they had there. They didn't know how to read them, they didn't know how to make them work. So during the time in Nicaragua, I learned how the Mosquito Indians were doing things that were a little bit different than in our very modern, sophisticated country. And I learned how naturally things can be done. And when I came back to Finland, my language skills were quite good. And I started to study economics in the evening school. And during the evening school I realized that I am an inventor, but I didn't realize that then unless I was working in a company where my boss, my male boss, didn't let me do things that were supposed to be better for the product. And I was representing disinfectants, and when the disinfectants, the packages were wrong, I complained about that because our clients complained about that. My boss didn't do anything about it. And when he was on vacation, I talked to our development organization, and they said, well, why don't you go and see the bottle makers and try to find the right kind of cap these bottles. And they actually didn't have the right kind of bottle model in order to use the right kind of caps. So they made the investment to make the new model for the bottle that cost 50,000 Finmarks those times, about 15,000 euros, and or less actually. And then when he came back from holidays, we were already using the new bottles and new caps, and he was angry to me because I did it behind his back. But within 2 months, our sales went up, and he took the credit. Without telling me, and only the sales representatives, the salespersons, the secretaries who were getting the orders said, "Did you notice, Eija, that we are selling so much more nowadays?" And I was so happy and pleased, and I thought, why didn't he believe me in the first hand? And that is perhaps one of the ways I realized that I have an opinion, I have an idea. And then when I studied to be a Bachelor of Economics in the distant learning system, Finland with UK University, then I even more understood that I have something to say. And then I started thinking how the births would be better. And then I started making it, kind of writing the plans, what kind of product it should be, how does it should be looking like. I knew how it should look like, but it needs a mountain to climb before you have a real product to sell. But that was my slow start for becoming an inventor, or understanding that I am an inventor.
Yeah. What year was that when you started to think about it helping deliver a baby?
Well, I have been delivering babies since 1982 because I studied midwifery.
Yeah.
And then I was in Nicaragua in 1987, 88, and I studied Bachelor in distant learning system by 92, 93, and after that I went to work in commercial business in many other places as well. So then in 2003 I started the process of becoming an inventor, or kind of the patenting process. That was a long distant way.
Yeah, but the equipment you got the global win 2009, wasn't it?
It's EU win. It wasn't global that time. It was
Yeah.
European Union Women Inventors and Innovators Associations prize, or network prize.
Yeah.
And I was really astonished, but I had already a team of 2 other persons in my company, and then we developed the product further, because it wasn't, the prototype was really like something like coming out of a hat from an inventor. It didn't look like a product at all, but we tested it and it worked, so I went further.
Can you describe it better?
Well, it is both not only a product, but it's also a method on how the women giving birth can deliver easier and in a more relaxed way, and push in a much more force, and push energetically, so that the baby has got 30% more space, and her own position of the legs. If the women are keeping the legs like that, it diminishes the root for the baby 30%, and it makes the baby come uphill to a small channel, and therefore I wanted them to be delivering in a way that they could relax in their whole body, and have this now comes my hobby as a weightlifter, how the body makes the force through the strength, little strength by just leaning backwards, having support in your back and open here in the front, and you just push your hands either forward or uphill, and you get the delivery, the force goes over here without any effort. So a woman of having her second child gave birth to a 5 kilo 250 baby, which is really a big one. And the pushing time, instead of having a first baby, went down by, usually when you're having your first baby, you push the first one approximately 45 minutes. It can be 1.5 hours or 2 hours, into 5 or 15 minutes.
Good.
Yes, so it's really something, and it's very good for the baby. And I wanted the ergonomics for the midwife as well, that they are not working like this, but they are working just sitting on a rock chair, on a saddle chair, and just stopping the baby to coming too quickly, because that would be the end, because when women have more force and more relaxed lower body, then the baby comes whoop like that. And then that is the method as well, so to teach how the midwives work, and the doctors, they could also do the vacuum extractions in another way. So it is not only the product, but it's we needed to teach nurses, midwives, how to behave with it. And in the position of when the baby was not yet coming, before the pushing phase, women had about 15 different positions how they could promote their body relaxing with this relaxed birth device. So
yeah. But how is your experience to bring the process from the idea to the market? What's your experience?
It is a very big mountain, and you should not trust the first persons who are trying to help you. They were, because of getting money is always difficult. Luckily I had a very good friend, he's a guy, and he was able to make our process looking like a real business plan. And he was really great, and then the technicians that we had, they started to make it as a forklift. A woman doesn't want to be on a forklift when they are giving birth. So we had to change the technicians, that the company that wanted to do our product. We couldn't accept that kind of a product. So there was the innovation fund in Finland that gave me the first 15,000 marks. It was that time? No, it was euros then already. And then I could go further and really start the business. And I had a company before that, but it was a training business, so I didn't have to start a new business. But still becoming an entrepreneur and becoming an innovator and forwarding developing the product in a way that it would really look and good and work in the hospital. That is, and hospital business, they need proof. And we had to do in 4 hospitals we had to do tests. First the ergonomics, and then the births, and then the real deliveries. So we had to do science at the same time. And that was a long path as well. It takes really time until you have the license to do a study in a hospital. And it has to be approved in a very high level.
Did you got the IP right, the intellectual property right for your product?
Yes, yeah. We have had patents in Finland, in Europe, Russia, Japan, China, Korea we had only the model plan, in Canada and in the US. And that was the time when there was not this common patent that they have now in the European Union. The patents were very, very expensive, but we had to be having support. I mean, without patent or without having the patent pending, you wouldn't get financing in Finland. The financiers are usually men, and they don't understand about that. Women understand it immediately, but they are not the ones with the money. So we have also had model protection in many countries, and also brand name in many countries.
What's your brand name?
It's a Relaxed Birth.
Okay.
And it has been supported in many countries. However, now the company does not work the product anymore, because we took a person who wanted to be the sales rep for us. She promised everything, and her name was so good because she was married to the second richest man in Finland. But we didn't know that she was mentally like this, and that she was divorcing the husband. and she just wanted to have something to play with. And it went all wrong. We had also, she destroyed our processes in Sweden, Finland, Sweden, Luxembourg, France, Arab Emirates, US, and Ecuador.
That's a sad story.
It's really sad, yes.
So you are not longer working with this relapse?
No, because we wanted to kick her out. We noticed how bad she was, but we needed to have real reasons to kick her out. And we couldn't kick her out before we had a new board. And because we wanted to have an official and a very professional board, and the board board was so that neither our CEO and me, neither of us were there, and so she wasn't there either. But the new board, she had how do you say, a friend of a friend over there, and in our new board, and that person wanted her to become our CEO, and that was the time when I just couldn't work. She was bullying us, and she was not only stopping our products because she wanted to become the biggest owner. That was her reason, and I have it on tape, but I couldn't use it because I taped it without her knowledge. So she wanted to be the CEO, and she became the CEO, and then she didn't answer my phone calls, my emails, my text messages for 3 to 4 years before that. So I couldn't be under her spell. I mean, I couldn't be that she would be my CEO. I couldn't work. And then they realized that, okay, nobody knew how the product worked because they also kicked our CEO away. Nobody knew how it worked. So what happened? Then the new CEO, she was asked, how does it work? She had been at least 80 times or 100 times beside us when we were explaining to people how it works, and she didn't know how it worked. Her memory was 20 minutes, and she didn't remember anything after that. So they didn't know, so they asked the doctors, and the doctors of course wanted the same way that it has been all over. And all over the world, globally, and then they destroyed the whole idea. They started to make it a chair that becomes a bed, but without the real support of the hands, of the body, a relaxation of the lower body. It doesn't work. So they started to do a product that had been already in 200 million Finnish global hospitals. So now now that company that owns the business is already in a very big struggle. They don't know how to go further. They need somebody who kicks in money and skills, and then can start a production in Turkey to start producing from there. But I don't have the money. I have the skills. But I don't want to do with a product that doesn't work the way the original one does. And it's really a pity for the global women. Whoever is going to have a child from now on or from then on will be having problems.
Oh, it's a sad story, but
it is.
Did you get anything out of the company? Or?
Right, yes. Well, because the company didn't have income before we would have had sales. My input was that I worked as a midwife in my free time and paid the costs that would be for my traveling expenses and all that, and I only got the shares for that because they couldn't pay me my costs. So nothing.
But can you give inventors any advice?
Yes, yes, I can. Do not trust people who are saying, oh yes, come on, yes, this is just me. Yes, I have been doing this for all my life. I'm so good in this and this and that. Yes, I'm a very good person for you. Do not trust that kind of a person. Do not trust that kind of persons who are without knowing, without checking the background. We thought that because she was married to the second richest man in Finland that her background was fine. But later on we realized quite quickly that it wasn't going right. But then again, if there are companies, we had when everybody was on vacation and I was the only one in the office, then there came a couple from US and Korea. And they wanted to have the sole license to sell in Korea and in Eastern Asia and all kinds of parts of Asia, and they wanted to have the method as well, so that we would license it to them. Well, no way, because the method is here. The method wasn't on any paper yet, which was good in that sense. And they would have just wanted to have us. Making the license is very expensive and very challenging to get a really good licensing project. So have a good lawyer, have a good patent attorney, because we had to change patent attorney. The first patent attorney that was recommended to us, the guy who was recommended to us didn't continue with me. They put me to a new patent attorney, a young guy. And who didn't understand anything at all, and he said that no, you will perhaps not get any patent to this. No way. And then we wanted to change the patent attorney. We had a very good person who helped us to change the patent attorney. It was also a process of 2 months to getting all the documents from the old attorney office to the new one. And we got the patent. We got the patents in many countries. So if you don't trust that your patent attorney is the right kind of person, do not continue. Ask for another one. Perhaps there would be another person in the same attorney office, or if there could be another office that would be doing better for you. Ask some wiser people about that.
They have to understand your idea.
Yes, they do, yes. And they have to kind of find the ways to express so that you get the patent.
But what is your experience of getting funded?
Good. Well, the small kind of funds, about 5,000, sometimes 10,000 euros, it is relatively easy to get. But when you need, we, for example, in our process of 2003 until 14, we had 4.5 million euros that we got. And in Finland, getting funding from general areas is quite difficult. I'm calling it as a racehorse. If you have a race, the horse is running 3 rounds, and in Finland you get money only for the first 100 meters. And when you get that money to run the first 100 meters, then you have to write reports and apply for the next 100 meters. So it's really stupid way to get money, that you don't get the funding for the whole race. You get the funding for very short places, and you have to report and report and report. So you need a very good administrative person who is good in skills in doing the books and all that kind of stuff. And you need to have a person who is good in marketing and marketing planning and sales. And then funding, we then started to have VC funding, but it was also quite a challenge to get that. You have to invite people to see the product. We already started in the garage having the first product shown in the garage, but you need a place where to show your product, and you need the NDAs. And when I first went with my idea and the first horrible looking style to the company that was in Finland making hospital beds for birth, they didn't, we had NDA of course, but they didn't understand. They had their production manager, they had their sales manager, and they had their CEO, and none of them knew how badly their product was working at the time. And they said, no, we don't give you the first money, which would have been perhaps something like 50,000 euros or something like that. No, we want you to go to see our representatives in other countries, in Sweden and England and France, and if they then say that this is something to do, then we will perhaps start the process that you will get money from the sales products, not provisions, nothing else. So I was told that do not do that, no, because I would have lost all that wasn't patented then. I would have lost all my credibility and all my patents. So what would I sell then afterwards? So be sure that you have protection.
From the start.
Yes. But about the VC money, yes, you need to go to fairs, exhibitions, you need to meet people, you have to go to companies or events where you meet VCs. But you have to have your lift speech ready, you have to have a very short speech ready, and your products have to be made in pictures made, and what does this product do, because especially on the midwifery business, men don't understand about it. Perhaps gynecologists do, but not generally. Men don't understand why is it important to do this.
That's right. With your experience until now, would you start over again? Would you do something different?
Yes, I would do something very much differently. First, I would be 20 years younger, because getting older doesn't make you more reliable. I would not believe on people who say that I am a very good asset for you. We do have to check what they have really done, and then call to her employers, because if you previous employers, because between the lines you can understand much, but nobody can write a bad certificate of a person's been working there. But if you call them, they might be giving some information between the lines. And there was one person who said that, yes, I am very good for you because I am good I have been training hospital doctors in the private hospital called Mehiläinen in Finland, and I have been recruiting them to there. And I thought, can that be true? He is not a medical professional. So I called the previous CEO of that private hospital, and he said, no, I haven't even heard the name before. Oh yeah, perhaps. Yeah, he rented us one room for some years, some years back ago, one room, and he explained to us that he had been recruiting hospital doctors. No way. I mean, so do not trust people. Try to find information behind them before, and then I would more trust in my instincts of who are the right persons and who are not. Sorry, I was touching the microphone.
No, it's okay. But
yes, I would start again. Yes, I would.
Are you have you a new idea on going on?
Not really. I have just very small ones, but they are not. We had two other products that we developed beside that for deliveries and for the collecting the blood because we have to midwives have to collect the blood in order to know how much this woman has been bleeding, and then we know how to treat her further. So these kind of products we developed beside that. We should have had couple of more good persons there. We had very good sales reps, 2 of them, but this person who wanted to be the CEO, she kicked them out. They didn't want to work with her. Because when you have the meeting where you planned what you do within 2-3 days and meet again, then she comes, let's start from the clean table again. She has forgotten everything that was planned before that. So really background checking and good sales reps are a really good asset. Hold them as long as you can.
But would you like to say any final words to others who are listening?
Well, do trust your instincts. When you know that that is an innovation, although you just invented it, keep it to yourself and then build it gradually so that you have persons you trust. You start the company, and then you start having the market plans, the real plans to go further, and then just be yourself, because you are the one who knows. And there will be technicians and men saying that you don't know this. Why should it be like this? You have to know, because you have your instinct. You know why it should be like this. Change the technicians. There are many companies around you that can do the same thing, but select them well.
Thank you, Eija Pessinen. It was nice talking to you, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you. Likewise. Thank you. All the best to you too. And hello all women, female innovators. Bye.
Living their lives in Finland, for me. Helsinkilainen, Remi, mi. Finlandilainen, on me, fa. Kaunein maa. sol for me.